Welcome to
Hey,
the Pine and Haboo.
are you recording right now?
I've been recording for 10 minutes already.
Why have you been recording? I'm gonna have to
Wait
I'm
for
gonna have to
everything.
sit through all of that.
Ooh, it's only 10 minutes.
10 minutes is a lot.
10 minutes is a long time if you're a soap bubble.
1/4
I
of
have, I
Haboo
have,
Pixel Variety Hour.
I mean, honestly, the point of a podcast is to sit through people talking, isn't it?
yeah, so you're
Yeah,
getting
but this
like,
point of this podcast is to talk to the guests. And it was
Wow.
just 10 minutes of Pine talking about cardboard.
I thought it was,
Like cardboard?
I bought myself premium cardboard. And I bought myself some watercolor markers, and I'm gonna draw some premium artworks on my premium cardboard that I got from
Oh,
this
nice.
Russian delivery service, of course.
Of course. Is it like corrugated? Whenever I think of cardboard, I think of corrugated cardboard, but I'm guessing it's more like thick paper.
Well, I don't know how to show it. I'll turn on my webcam. Okay. It's hard to show this on the podcast because I can't record video for some reason. But like, you see this?
Yeah, I
You
see what you
see,
mean.
there's like not like wavy things. It's like it's very
Yeah.
very firm.
Yeah.
It
No, just
doesn't have a lot of give.
it's pretty serious stuff. Just take a picture of it. You have a camera, and throw it in a link in a description or something that people want to see.
Yeah.
Like, be able to see your cardboard.
Yeah, I'll just like yeah, we'll just kind of like do that maybe. Welcome
Hello
to
and welcome to the
Oh,
Pine and
fuck.
Haboo Pixel Variety.
You scared me. I thought I could do the hello and welcome to Pine
No, you don't
clicking
get
his
to do
mouse.
the intro, Pine. You don't get to do the intro. The intro is my job.
All right, do
If they
it.
keep fighting, I'm
Now,
gonna
where
do the
was
intro.
I? Yeah, no, could you do the intro?
What? So, like, hello and welcome to the Pine and Haboo Pixel Art Variety Hour. I'm Glacier.
And I'm Haboo, the host of the show, along with Pine, who is also the host of this show. We're all very tired, and we don't want to be here, but actually we do. Hello and welcome to the Pine and Haboo Pixel Art Variety Hour.
I think
Today
I
we're
said
joined
that
by a
already.
very special guest. We're joined
Oh,
by
shit.
Glacier, who did the intro. Glacier, we're going to start today with a rather controversial question, one of which I'm sure longtime fans of the show are quite familiar with. Your username. What's the deal? On one platform, it's Glacier, but on another platform, it's windfall.apples. What's the big deal? Is it a bookkeeping error? Perhaps a matter of witness protection gone wrong? Give us the scoop.
Well, the short version is that I joined all of these platforms at various times. I think spread out over like the last 6 years. Every time I start a new account, I don't expect it to go anywhere. So I just name it whatever sounds good at the time is gets. And the result is that it changes every single time. And people always come to me, Glacier, why do you have so many screen names? Windfall Apples, who is that? Oh, and now you're Sky Disaster. Why don't you just pick a name and go with it? And I do pick a name. I have exactly one name per platform.
Oh,
It's
of
not very
course.
convenient. I don't know what to do about it.
Has that affected you in growing as an artist? Have you had trouble marketing?
Yes.
Windfall Glacier.
It's horrible. I don't recommend it.
Okay.
If there is one mistake you can make with marketing and publicity and all of that good stuff, it always keep people guessing. Never keep people guessing. It's the dumbest thing possible. I don't know why I don't just make new accounts, but I don't.
Can you not rename yourself on Twitter? Is that not an option?
I think you can. I haven't looked into it. I mean,
No,
another
you
problem is that
you definitely can.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. I don't know. The next problem is I need to figure out which name I want to keep.
I mean, Glacier, I think, is I feel like in the community, this community we keep talking about on the show, we like saying the word community because it sounds fun.
Community.
It makes it sound like it's
Society.
bigger than it is.
We live in a
Society.
I feel
society.
like they belong just by being here. It's a really great word.
I think Glacier is the best way to go here,
Probably.
mainly because I was already going to put Glacier in the thumbnail, and I think it would be a lot easier if I could just put Glacier. When I was
Yeah, I feel like-
editing,
Oh
when I was editing the last video, like when I had to I had to write Conquer, and then I wrote CDECN, and I was like, this is so tiring. I wish we could get a guest with just one name. And then we got you on here, and that's the complete opposite.
Yeah, how'd that plan work out for you?
Not working great.
Pretty shit.
One of the
you just put down Glacier for me because I think anybody who knows me through pixel art is going to know me through Glacier.
That's what I'm saying though. Like in the community, you're known as Glacier, so I think Glacier would probably be the best bet here if you're going for a big rebranding here on Twitter.com, everyone's favorite place.
Oh yeah, no, it's so wonderful, great community. Definitely not a hell site. I have not encountered a single Nazi. I don't know what people are talking about.
Are there not? I think I know you're just talking about Twitter, but are there Nazi pixel artists?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like there must be. I feel like there must be at least one.
And it's me.
Sure.
I'm the Nazi, guys. Sorry. You heard it here first.
Heard it here first, folks. Pinetree on Pizza is a Nazi.
And it's gonna be. I know exactly which one it's gonna turn out to be. It's gonna be that guy that's always like, if it doesn't use the CGA palette, it's not pixel art. If it doesn't come from the pixel region, Northern Macedonia, it's just low resolution, quasi pointillist digital art. That's not pixel art.
I think I know.
Quasi pointillist.
No, I think I know who you're talking about exactly. I forgot his name though. One second, let me find it. This is guy that
you're about to get me into trouble.
Call someone out.
I'm not gonna call him out, but I'm just gonna say this one certain person. I always heard that they did say something about only drawing with a CGA palette and doing only text mode. I think
maybe I don't need to apologize after
if you're not using ASCII characters, you're not doing real pixel art.
If you can't describe it using Unicode, it's not text art.
Oh my god, it's worse. Do you think Twitter is worse than Reddit? Because Reddit's really bad with that.
I feel like this is not a conversation worth having because then it turns into a numbers racket. Then it's like, who's the worst? It's deck chairs on the Titanic. It's like, who's worse? Hitler, Stalin, and Mussolini. It's like, well, you can't forget about Augusta.
What do you mean? Stalin's fucking great.
Are we comparing? We've been here for like 10 minutes. We've had 10 minutes of podcast so far, and we've already gotten like leagues and bounds ahead of what we said in the first episode.
All right. Let's.
The first one seemed fairly honest. I mean, you were talking about pixel art a lot. I believe, if I recall, somebody stuck a knife in Pixel Dailies, and we've managed to leapfrog over that, and now we're talking about Hitler, so I'd say we're doing well.
Join us next week on the Pine and Boot Pixel Art Variety Hour, where we join up with Lumpy Touch as we talk about the socioeconomic implications of the working class.
Pixel
Dailies. It just took me a long time to realize that a prompt should be like a fun practice thing that you do maybe in your free time or as a warm-up instead of doing a whole lot of work as for a contest and then hoping, praying, believing against belief that you will get that sweet Pixel Dailies retweet and then you'll get the 200 followers. Incredibly delicious external validation dollars.
Joseph is still...
Okay.
Joseph is still waiting for his retweet.
The Pixel Dailies retweet is like crack cocaine, okay?
If
you get retweeted by Pixel Dailies, it's like 100% all of my tweets that are popular are Pixel Daily retweets.
Yeah, no, I'm in that group. I have exactly two kinds of popular tweet, and one of them is usually a stupid one-line zinger that I threw onto like a geographer's Twitter, some guy that has 100,000 follows and makes quips about the shape of Austria, and somebody saw this and thought it was funny, and then 400 of their friends did. And that's like my most popular tweet of this year, by the way, is a comment about, I think, the shape of the Black Sea.
I'm sorry. No, you kind of just brushed over that so quickly. That there are Twitter accounts dedicated to being like, hey, look at this country. This country is weird shaped. Look at Tyrol. It shouldn't be there.
I think we should erase Madagascar off the globe.
Why do we need... How many cypresses are there? I look at a map and I see one cypress, and sometimes there are two. What's the story, Europe?
It's a cover-up by Big Cypress.
No.
Big
I mean,
EU.
one of you may or may not be surprised to believe this, but there are an awful lot of people who get extremely upset if you color Crimea the same color as Russia on a map. There are some people that get very angry if you do not. The smart accounts just put a label over the entire peninsula, and it's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
The correct answer is to color every country the same color, so nobody knows where it's everywhere.
Color the water the same country too.
Yeah, no, it's just a circle. It's just a circle.
Or a rectangle if you want to get political.
Yeah.
I think they've gotten a little too political here on the Pine and Haboo Pixlar Variety Hour.
All right, I'll take a step back from that, but first I want to say, like, that is the depth of politics you encounter on Facebook, not Twitter. That is is Earth square or circle.
Yeah, let's take a step back here and ask some good questions, like how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?
What does that have to do with pixel art?
What if we're just a reflection in a mirror?
All right. Here's an art-related question.
All right.
How would you call voxel art, but it isn't voxel art because it's 4-dimensional cubes? How would you call that?
4D. Let's see. Well, what do you call a 4-dimensional element?
There's like the hypercube.
Hypervoxel. So I guess
hyper art.
Voxel art.
I think hyper art.
We had this discussion before, me and Pine. What did I say they should be called?
I feel like if you call it hyper art, people go to their favorite search engine and type in hyper art, they're going to get like. I'm not saying I'm a furry here, but if I was, I would know that that's an extraordinarily bad idea.
Yeah, Haboo said something about zoxel art and yixel art.
Yeah, zoxel. We could call it zoxel art, and then you make like 4-dimensional shapes.
Yeah, yixel art. Fucking.
Maybe hixel art or something.
Hixel art. I think we should try that one. I think one of the most interesting aspects of your Twitter is the progress GIFs under each of your pieces. I have to ask, do you feel pressured to work faster and more constantly than you would have liked to because the GIF would look nicer as a result? Or do you edit the GIF at all? Or what's the situation?
Well, in sequence, I do not feel pressured to work faster just because of how I make them. It's not sensitive to how long I take to make the thing, and consequently, it sometimes takes me a very long time to finish things that I probably should have knocked out faster. Like I've had Fydo tiles out for like a week before, and I still get a complete replay. I learned an awful lot about undo from that. Like, okay, I'll start by explaining how I make them as quickly as I can. Like, I use ASE, which I think a lot of people do, but one of the nice things about it is that ASE, right, remembers your entire undo history. So I just open a new file, pick a size, pick a palette, because if you don't get the palette right, ASC kind of screws it up sometimes, but that's okay. Make the whole thing, start to finish, and as long as I never close ASC right, and as long as Windows does not elect to crash for any or no reason, or just restart itself, I will have an entire unbroken undo history from a blank document to a finished piece, and all I have to do is go back to the beginning of that.
Wait, I think my internet just died.
Probably.
Oh, fuck, you guys scared me. Oh, shit.
Hey, Pine.
We scared you.
Welcome back to the Pine and Haboo Pixlar Variety Hour. How was your internet crashing?
I have no idea. Wait, I just realized something. Where the fuck is my Ethernet cable, and why is it not plugged into my laptop? How long has it been?
There's your problem.
No, how long has it been not plugged in? I think it's been like a month of it not being plugged in. I think I've been using Wi-Fi for like... What? The fuck? Bruh.
The internet is a myth. It's just your computer guessing. It's all heuristics. None of this is real.
We're all simulation.
Yeah, it's just all really good RNG.
Yeah, no, I mean, I exist and Haboo exists, but we don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, it's an estimation of what we should be like if we knew you, and I was on your podcast. It's fairly convincing.
Is there even a podcast then? Is the podcast also fake?
No, I mean, when people look up the podcast, they get what another computer is guessing it should sound like. It's very good. It's quite realistic.
Computers have really made quite the strive in the last couple of years.
It turns out that rather than building trillions of dollars of global infrastructure, it was easier to just fake everything.
Yeah, internet is just a simulation. We're all just going.
Where were we? We were talking about Fydo tiles.
We were talking about Fydo tiles.
How did you make so many dang Fydo tiles?
Well, I want to say that the biggest reason is that it's a fun project, and I like the community, and it's really interesting to see how things turn out, which of course is a huge part of it. But honestly, probably my primary motivating factor is ADHD. If you went through all of my tiles, you probably also noticed that they kind of come in fits and bursts. Like, I'll do 4.
Yeah, no, I noticed you did like 5 tiles.
5 like non-starter tiles, which I mean I make all those on the same day anyway. And I'll just do a bunch in a row, and then I'll do nothing for 2 weeks. And mostly it's just I sit down and do a tile and think, oh, that was fun. Let's do more of those. And I do more of those, and I hit a limit, and then I move on to the next quilts, and eventually I get locked out by quantity. And then usually I pester Fydo, and I'm like, hey, I made some starters. Fydo just rolls his eyes, and he's like, oh, great, I'll start another quilt for you right away. I'm out right now, but as soon as I get home.
Damn, bro.
Do you have a good relation with... I would assume you have a pretty good relation with Fydo.
I feel like I do. I don't know. I mean, I don't know Fydo in person, and I would not presume to have a good relationship with somebody I never. No, I have heard Fydo's voice. I've watched Fydo's stream a couple of times. But yeah, as internet sort of relationship knowings of other people go, I'd say we're fairly close. I mean, I've also been on his website for 2.5 years, so I guess that'll do it.
Yeah, no. So I'm pretty new to this whole Fydo tiles game, but like as far as I can tell, you can only start a quilt if you're a patron of Fydo, right?
There are 3 ways, as far as I can tell. Be a patron of Fydo, pay the man. Have a large, I guess, a large enough community to satisfy Fydo's definition of, a sufficient sort of pixel art community, and he'll usually just say, yeah, sure, I'll start a quilt for you, give me some starters. Here's your quilt. Or, I guess, like, get in at the ground floor and just be, like, wheedle your way to the top as I did. Because, when was my first quilt? I think it was 2018. I think it was August 20th, 2018, yeah. It was before it was a big deal, and there were not a lot of quilts then, so I just asked, and I started a quilt.
I think that the quilts that you've made on Fydo tiles have helped you improve where your own singular pieces would not have?
Yeah, yes, I absolutely do. Both in the sense of, well, I guess if you make 300 of anything, you're bound to improve over time.
Right.
Also, I think having the opportunity to, like, involve my artwork in other people's stuff is motivation to make more interesting things, to take more chances, to do more, frankly, stupid shit, and see what other people can do with it. And that is a really big motivator, more motivation than I would have if I was just doing something on my own, which is, like, that's why I love collabs.
Have you been doing quilts longer, or just, like, traditional... I don't know if traditional, I'm kind of putting that in quotes, but just like collabs you would do on like the Pixel Daily server. Which one have you been more acquainted with over the years? Which one was first, I guess?
I started with Pixel Daily. Like I was saying earlier, I started out with that before I realized that you can't take it too seriously or else it stops being fun.
Right.
Then I found Lumpy somehow. I can't remember. I think someone dropped a link to one of his streams, and I went over there, and there were quilts, so I started with the quilts, and I stayed with that. And I think I was not with Pixel Dailies for that long. I didn't do that many dailies. I didn't stick with it for nearly as long as I've been on Fydo tiles. I think I think I've done 20 altogether. Pixel Dailies, prompts. I mean. I think I've done more for the collab squad while that was running than I did dailies.
Yeah, because the collab squad, it feels nicer because it's like, oh, we're all friends and we're making pixel art together. And then with the prompts, it's like, oh, the theme is blanket today. I'm gonna draw a square, and if it looks nice enough, I'll get a retweet.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I mean, I think
thermonuclear bombing. Oh, fucking nice. I was waiting for this one a whole year.
What's this? You having a good time over there?
Yeah. I'm having a good time drawing with a marker on this. I don't fucking know what this is. It's kind of like cardboard, but it's not really cardboard. It's one of those notebooks that have just brown paper that's kind of hard, but not cardboard. But it's paper. But it's really
I think it's. Are you talking about really thick watercolor paper? We're getting into traditional, and that's a really dangerous territory for pixel art.
No. This is not traditional. This is I'm not doing traditional. I'm doing it's called a graphics, I think, where it's kind of it's kind of like doing thick lined normal art. But yeah, it's one of those papers that you use for drawing for with markers because markers don't go through it and shit. It's pretty nice.
It doesn't bleed as much, yeah.
No, I don't think it bleeds at all. Yeah, I've been drawing with a marker on it right now. With a permanent marker. It didn't bleed it through at all. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to trying to edit out desperately all of the marker scribbling noise.
This is going to be a lot
Is it audible? Hey, is it audible?
Oh, yeah.
It's really audible.
Yeah.
This is ASMR.
That what people watch this show for.
Are you getting the shingles yet? Are you getting the mingles? The bingles?
I don't. If you're giving me shingles, I definitely don't want it.
I do not need ASMR podcasts that give me shingles. I have enough problems as it is. But I appreciate that. ASMR podcasts that can trigger acute reactions.
Are you getting the?
That seems kind of I don't know. I wouldn't be into it. That seems like a commitment.
Well, yeah. Picture a big ASMR podcast where they invite big YouTubers on and they force them to do ASMR. They're like, well, now you're on our podcast, you have to do ASMR. And they're like, oh, all right. And they start tapping and shit. Man, that'd be a
Are they people in the ASMR community, much like us, what we do here at the Pine and Pixel Variety Hour, or is it just big YouTubers?
No, they just invite anyone, just clueless people that are like, yeah, so what's this podcast about? And then they just go, shh, it's ASMR. And
I feel like if there were people that did that, it would probably be pretty different from the Pine and Haboo Pixel Art Variety Hour, and that they would probably talk about ASMR instead of talking about ASMR.
I'm really trying here, man.
Why would we
that
need
was
to
not
talk
meant as criticism.
Why would we need to talk about pixel art, honestly? We can just talk about life, you know?
No, because the whole point is that we're taking a deep dive into our community's favorite pixel artists and learning what they think and their experiences with the pixel art trade. As is in every single description, which is to say the singular description of the first episode, because there's currently only one episode out as of time of record. This.
So Glacier, what is the percentage chance of you watching this episode of Pine Haboo Variety Hour?
Oh, probably a solid 65%.
You're in it and you're not going to watch it.
No, there's a lot of stuff that I mean to do. Not quite 2/3. I say I'm going to watch a lot of stuff and then I forget, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to try and listen to this one. On the plus side, it has a bunch of people I know in it. It's on a subject that I'm interested in, even if we don't stick to it. The downs, there's the only reason why I wouldn't watch it, I think, is either because I've become distracted or because I hate the sound of my own voice. So there's a lot to unpack.
I think that kind of Oh, hold on. What time is it? How much time do we have left? How long has the recording been going?
Wait, shit. I mean, we're on a time limit?
Wait, okay, so...
Yeah, we have an hour. That's the whole point of the show.
So what are we at? Not counting...
How much time do we have?
Yeah, not counting the 10 minutes we did before. It's at a solid 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay, so we still have plenty of time. Okay. And that gives you... I feel like I've been asking like almost all of my questions. Yeah. Why don't you ask one of your many questions, Pine, that you prepared beforehand?
All right. Let me just make one up on the spot. Okay, so
that's the best kind of question.
So Glacier, if it were to get really hot in your room, would you melt? Oh, wait, this isn't pixel related. Oh,
it depends on the pressure.
Would you melt into pixels?
Yeah, would you melt into pixels?
Well, technically it's sublimation, but yes.
Have you ever made pixel?
Maybe voxels. There'd be mixels in there. I'm not a consistent resolution. Don't tell Skettles.
Are you made of mixels? Oh my god, you're gonna get canceled on Pixel or Twitter.
All right.
Yeah. Well, right. This is how I wanted it all to end.
I feel my left eye twitching.
On the Pixel Art Variety
halfway through the Haboo Pixel Art Variety Hour, Glacier says something stupid that gets her canceled, and it wasn't that thing about Stalin. Unbelievably.
Glacier, my left eye is starting to twitch, and you know what that means? That means I have to ask you that one great question. While I was saying that, I forgot the question. I have to. I'm going for a walk tomorrow, and I have to wake up not early. I wouldn't say early, but I do have to wake up at a reasonable time so I don't miss it.
I'm gonna be editing this. I'm gonna be hunched over, right? And I'm just gonna be like, am I really gonna take the time out of my day to edit out the big pussy bitch talk?
Well, how hard could it be? You just listen to the whole thing with a piece of paper. You take a timestamp when it starts, and you take a timestamp the last time it does it. You cut out everything in between. You're done.
Why would you take a timestamp? You just make a cut when it starts and make a cut when it ends, and just yeah.
See, there you go. Your efficiency's improved by at least 60%.
A friend of mine. This was for a different thing, but they were like, "Yeah, no, a podcast is supposed to be unedited." And I was just thinking now, like, if I were to not edit this would be an awful podcast.
No, it would be fun. I'm telling you.
It would be fun, but like I don't think people would watch it.
Also,
just make an edited one and then put the unedited one up too. Like it's friggin' YouTube. What are you afraid you're going to use up all the internet?
Yeah, and we have a separate
Haboo Pixel Variety Hour Patreon. You can get the unedited footage of every episode.
Our Patreon is going to get taken down instantly as soon as we post like the first 2 episodes. We're going to be like, wow, it's terrible. So they're just going to take it down from Patreon.
I think we have about 20 minutes left, huh?
What do you mean?
I'm amazed. I still have questions. I'm worried to ask now. Are we even a pixel art podcast at this point?
Well, maybe you can salvage it. I don't know. We could do a second one. We could do like Pine and Haboo talk to Glacier Super Redux. We mean it this time.
No. We'll invite you back on the anniversary.
Is that next month or next year?
No, that's next year. No. Well, okay, because like when we're recording this in December, this is going to go up in January because it's a monthly podcast. We have to stay on schedule. So yeah, it's gonna be December 2021. Look out, everybody! It's the return of Glacier.
Happy New Year.
We'll invite someone else. So it's 4 people.
Wait, Christmas.
Hold on, just 1 sec. Just 1 sec. Oh no, wait. Okay, never mind.
I'm holding.
My dog went up to the door, and then he was like, "I'm gonna go out," but then he said, "No, I'm not gonna go out."
Yeah,
the Pine and Haboo Pixel Art Variety Hour.
Why don't you hit me with another one of those? Why don't you hit me with another one of those pixel art questions?
I was just about to ask. I'm fairly certain I already know the answer to this question, but for Pine and the viewers at home, I have to ask: what do you think your niche is? What do you like drawing that people like looking at?
I want to hear what you think before I answer that. Let's hear what Haboo thinks.
I'm gonna go with. Looking at your Twitter here, which I have up, I'm gonna have to go with cat girls. I'm gonna have to say
that's a bold guess. That is a very bold guess. You're probably right. I like I feel like I draw a lot of cat girls because they're fairly easy to draw. I don't know. It's for some reason it's just easy for me to do cat girls. I sat down and.
Do you like drawing cat girls? Do you think you're limited by the cat girl market?
I don't.
You wish you could draw a dog boy every once in a while.
I've done a couple axolotls here and there. I've done this and that and the other, a reptile or two. I don't feel limited by it. There are other things I like to do. One of the things I've discovered about Twitter, though, is that if you try and do more than 2 or 3 things, people stop caring. And if you are invested in trying to get that external validation, those likes, the RTs, then the best thing to do is to do one thing, and to do it constantly and to the exclusion of everything else. And I don't do that because I am bad at marketing.
Ever since I stopped exclusively drawing big noses, my follower count just went way down. Nobody wants my art.
Man,
I should probably refollow you.
Are you gonna follow me?
No, I didn't. I'm just messing with you. But I gotta say, the days of Blitz Kaiser, where those woebegone halcyon days of giant nose Haboo, what happened? That's my question to you. What happened to the nose?
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times, you know.
Got the rhinoplasty
The world
here.
is different now. The world is, I think, you know.
2020 has changed you.
Yeah, the pandemic has had its effects.
I wanted to draw people that aren't either questionable in their motive or look not bad. I feel a lot of the problem with the big noses is because I drew them red, because, like, you know, for some reason, the bigger the nose, the redder it is.
Yeah,
a lot of people thought they were tongues, and that just wasn't jiving for me.
Okay,
and
that would destroy
that's horrifying
me on something as well. If I was drawing something and I thought it looked like one thing and everyone thought it was this other really different, honestly kind of heinous other thing, I would probably change too. So I completely understand. I have no other questions about noses.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I think I still draw noses pretty big.
I have a question for you about noses. How big is your nose?
You have a question for me? I thought we were interviewing Glacier.
No,
you don't have any questions for Glacier, but you have a question for me.
All right. It's a double question. It's for Glacier and you, Haboo. Okay. How big are your noses? Okay.
How big is my nose? What is that supposed to be?
I want to know. Do you look like one of those Haboo classics? Do you have that big red nose?
I can't. I don't often measure my nose. I don't know what you want me to. Glacier. That's Where do you see yourself going in pixel art? Do you what's the future of the brand?
I have no idea.
What do you want to do with your life?
You know,
why are we still here?
Not a day goes by that I don't sit down and ask myself that very question.
What are you doing? What am I?
Well, what am I gonna do? What am I doing? What have I done? I don't know. This is why I draw a lot of cat girls, because it's fun.
It just feels something.
It entertains my imagination. It's good. People like it, at least 24 people like each cat girl nowadays. Usually, I can get into 2 digits likes. That's pretty good for this class. Like what do I do? I worked on a game. That's right. I should talk about that. I started making a game in like 2015.
Oh, shit.
I went overseas. I finished university and I went overseas because I was sick to death. I grew up in Vancouver and I was sick to death of it. Vancouver's a pretty okay city. It's nice for some people. I am not one such person. I hate Vancouver with every fiber of my being. So I left. I went overseas. I went to Taipei, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a better city than any of them. I went on a lot of walks, and in my free time, I sat down and taught myself Python. And I started making a game. I had no idea what I was doing. I guessed my way through it, and I got a fair bit along. That's on Tumblr. I have one of the few surviving Tumblr sites these days. I don't maintain it. I can give you a link later. And that got me into making sprite sheets and little sprite animations, and I think they're pretty okay. It's fun. I would like to return to that. To answer your question as it was asked, what does the future hold? I'd like to try and get this game out the door so that at least some of that software sees daylight.
What's the game about?
Is that game a warm place? Is that what the Because I've been wondering about that.
That's not the game's title. That's
place. Is that what that is?
That's just somewhere I like to go when I want to do something comfortable and fun. So I work on it.
Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering, because you're in Canada, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely not a warm place. So I was like, what are you trying to pull here?
It's not so bad. It snows now and then. It's not a hot place, but I've been to colder places.
I wish it snowed here.
You live in Russia.
I live in the warmest fucking part of Russia. It doesn't even snow here. It's boring as fuck. Hate it here. I want to move to St. Petersburg.
Whereabouts in Russia are you? Like near the Caspian or something?
I'm near the Black Sea. That's the shittiest place.
Yeah.
During the summers, it's unbearably hot, and the tourists are everywhere. It's very loud. Parties are everywhere. It's not fun.
People go to the Black Sea specifically. I feel like if I were to if I'm like I'm gonna go to Russia, I'm definitely the Black Sea is not like my top 10 location.
No, it's not where you would go. It's where a Russian person would go that lives like somewhere in a shitty place because it's like, oh, it's sunny here, unlike our like fucking what is it? Unlike our Novgorod or some shit like that, you know, like they're just like, oh man, it's sunny and hot. And I can swim in water. That's some exotic shit, man.
The Russian dream.
Yeah.
Water thawed enough to swim in. Very, very few clouds.
You can barely see the ice in the water.
The sky is mostly a single color. Oh, that's where are you from, Omsk? Oh, I'd leave too.
My favorite Omsk. I also like Nizhnekamsk, my favorite.
Glacier.
Ask me something about pixel art.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, so earlier you mentioned that 20 likes was a good thing to get in your class, and last time I brushed over it, but I really want to develop this theory. Do you think there is a pixel art class system?
Like, normally? No, not really, but like if what you are driving at is am I a nobody artist, then the answer is yes, because are there subsections of the pixel art community based on popularity on Twitter.com? I don't think that there are. I think there are people that get more and fewer likes, but I don't think that really divides them into groups. I think what divides them more into groups is which server they're most active on.
Are there So what are the servers? It's all I know is Pixel Dailies, Eat Hot Chip, and Tell Lies. So what's the pixel art cinematic universe? Where are we here? There's a whole world out there that I don't know about.
There are very many servers, and I know this because I think I'm on about 24 of them. I know that other people are too. Because I go through their pixel art channels and I see all of the same people posting their work to every single server, because I do that too. So I'll go to like Lumpy Touch's server, I'll go to Lump Chord, and I'll go to the pixel art channel. There's a group there, and there's lots of people there's a lot of different kinds of art. There's traditional art, there's high-res digital art, there is pixel art, there are Fydo tiles, which is kind of a subdomain of pixel art. That is one server that I hang out on. There is Pixel Palace, which I joined relatively recently, which is really cozy. They're more about collabs there, I think. And then at the other end, there is there is a server called simply Pixel Art, which I think might be a Reddit server. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm in that one, I think.
Oh no!
If speaking frankly, kind of the opposite end in terms of comfort. It's a good server, lots of good artists, an amazing representation of edgelords on there. Pretty incredible.
I'm on that server. I've just never talked in it. I don't even know what kind of freaks there are. Kind of weirdos.
I mean, either. And I tried to figure it out.
Is that where the pixel art Nazis are?
Maybe. I think they're too edgy to be Nazis.
I think there's a lot of like. To be honest,
I think their dedication to order isn't up to the task of being a Nazi.
I think if there was a place for pixel art Nazis to be, it would probably be like the Art Lounge pixel art channel. Probably most of the pixel art Nazis are located there.
Here's a server I haven't heard of. There's another one. There are a lot.
The Art Lounge is just like a general art server, but it has a pixel art channel. And if you've known me for a long time, you know I hate the Art Lounge pixel art channel with a deep passion, because it's just mostly normal artists trying to do pixel art. And,
I have a lot of
and the critique people give is just so general. It's fucking horrible.
Is it like not useful critique or just shallow?
It needs to be more square.
Okay, yeah, okay. This guy posted an animation. Something about the way the helmet bends as the head moves gives me a goofy vibe. Thank you for the constructive criticism. Okay, what else?
I feel like you can get a variety of different responses. I think that's okay if you put in something and it's like, this reminds me of that episode of Tailspin where Baloo crash lands and loses his memory and learns to fly again from a ghost. If somebody posted that about my art, I'd think, wow, you took a completely different trip. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing a cat girl in a swimsuit. And you managed to get from there to an episode of Tailspin that I had forgotten until this exact moment. And I want to know what possible configuration of neurons in your brain took you down that incredible hallowed path. It's not constructive. It's anything but constructive. It's probably the opposite of that. You'll probably lose days of your life just trying to think about it. But I think that's really neat.
This is it. This is just it. Fuck my life.
Okay, yeah. I will concede.
I don't know. I like it.
IDK, I like it. It's kind of like body temperature flattery.
There's a lot of things you could critique on, like it using not hue shifting, very like janky shapes. What else? Like a lot of inconsistencies. Like it's
Okay, well,
there's a lot of things you can pick apart.
Let me put this to you then. Do you think that it is more that people who can appreciate artwork, pixel art, let's keep it to pixel art, on more levels like cluster sizes and hue shifting and this and that and the other opacity layers, if you use them dithering, do you think those people, that their opinions are then more valuable than someone who just looks at a thing and says, wow, IDK, I like it?
Well, I think the opinion, opinion of an experienced pixel artist is more valuable than an opinion of just an outsider, because a lot of outsiders just see pixel like, wow, it looks retro, I like it. That's like most of
this reminds me of Super Mario.
No, literally, that's a lot of people. I get commissions of people who aren't very well versed in pixel art. I send them a fucking sketch and they go, oh shit, this looks amazing. I'm like, bruh, this is a fucking sketch.
You get commissions? Holy shit, people.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat.
Oh yeah, people commission me and shit sometimes.
How? I'm running out of money.
I don't know.
Give me any piece of information.
No, I have no idea. They just kind of
money for pixel art. I beg of you to share it.
Bro,
it can be rubles.
I have no idea. I'm just actually at a loss for how they find me. I'm like, oh, finally, I have some free time. I finished all of my commissions, and then some guy goes, hey, can you do some sprites for my game? And I'm like, oh, okay, here goes 2 months of my life. Because it's mostly game devs that just ask me, because they go on my profile and they see, oh, he has a pretty simplistic style that would be perfect for my game.
Well, good work at beating the system. I mean, I've done a couple of commissions that I've enjoyed. Mostly, I think the recent ones have been tile sets, which I enjoyed doing. I'm pretty okay at tiles. But that happens once a season. I get maybe 3 pixel art commissions a year.
Oh, fuck. I've gotten so
many this year. I got a couple in 2018. That's about it.
I've gotten so many this year. Jesus
I don't try very hard.
This has been such a busy year for me. I just realized that. Oh my god. Wait, how do I
Now you're starting to piss me off, Pine.
I'm sorry, but like actually, I've realized,
No,
man,
good work. You've beaten the system.
I haven't been
The money
doing
is finding you.
the reason why I haven't been doing much art that I've posted to Twitter is because like 90% of the art I've been doing is not 90%, like 50 or more is just commissions, because I don't pixel art a lot in the first place, and commissions make me feel like I have to do it, so I just kind of do it. So like,
whatever moves the product, I guess. I mean, I really like doing Fydo tiles because I feel like I'm participating in something. I don't do as much for myself because the motivation isn't there because, well, major depression. But having commissions must be, I don't know if is it rewarding or is it just something to do?
Well,
for
it's
to get money.
So it's a bit of both. Like, I mean, so like first, it is definitely rewarding if like, I mean, if the price is right, everything's rewarding. I'm starting to sound like a little bit of a sellout, but no. But
how very 21st century Russia.
No, like actually, I mean, if it's like something that I know I can do very well, and it's like a fun thing for me to do, I mean, I'm gonna have fun doing it. If it's like if it's something like, I mean, I know how to do, but like I know it's gonna be like kind of a mundane thing, kind of like I don't know, some like either like UI text bullshit. Some guy once told me to like add a little effect to a text, like redraw a text in Pixlr. I'm like, oh, amazing. He just like sent me a 2D graphic. He's like, can you redraw this in Pixlr? I'm like, okay. That's it. That was the commission. And he gave me like,
how much money did you get off of that?
Yeah.
I forgot. Wait, let me just check. I think I also got like quite a bit from it. It was actually very funny.
We're gonna have to cut it close here. It's time for our first segment of the show in the show's history. It's time for the Q&A segment. Last time we asked our gracious viewers to ask some questions to our next guest. They didn't know who the next guest was, but they asked questions. So, Glacier, let's just go down the list here.
Yeah.
I got some questions from the audience. This is from Zach A.
All right.
Says, Danny, wish the hostess had a better microphone. Do you think my microphone is bad?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Do I think your microphone is bad?
All right.
Do you think my microphone is bad? Do you think Zach is overreacting about the quality of my microphone?
To answer Zach's question, I think maybe Zach might have a point here. Your microphone is making a lot of buzzing, which you will no doubt.
How dare you insult me and my poor
I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I'm not useful to you.
This to me, Glacier?
What is the point of having a Q&A session if I can't be honest? What do you want me to do?
I need you to lie to my face.
Haboo,
I think your microphone is perfect. I think Zach is crazy. I don't know why you would even include a question this absurd. Your microphone is perfect and everything is perfect. Next question.
May I read the next question?
For that very correct answer.
Haboo, may I read the next question?
Yeah, go ahead.
This next question is by Anton Kostochka, and it says, "This is me, Anton Kostochka, and I approve of this." And there's a reply, and then it's by PineToshka228. This is PineToshka, and I approve of this. And there's a reply to that one, and it's by PineTreePizza. No. And it says, and this is me, PineTreePizza, and I very much approve of this. And there's a reply under that by Glacier, and it goes, Glacier here, I approve of this, and understand that my name appears in the blooper reel. :Y.
Your question is about the :Y?
Yeah, what does it mean?
It's a stupid smiley face. It's like :J, but with the mouth open.
I see.
Of course.
And does that have any deeper socioeconomic implications?
It means I think that emoticons are really stupid, but I love them because they're the only way to really efficiently express yourself in 3 keystrokes.
That's so true.
Right?
Can we get a round of applause from the audience? in post. Or right here. Yeah.
Edit that in. Well, that's gonna be really convincing. Get surround going with 3D audio.
Because the audio is very good, right, Glacier?
It is superb. Like, I don't think there are speakers made that can reproduce the quality of your microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on you if my microphone is bad.
Just because you can't hear it doesn't mean the audio's bad.
Yeah, it's my
This next question comes from our viewer, Real Juice. Are you familiar with Real Juice?
No, I only get the synthetic stuff.
Oh, okay. Well,
right.
Real Juice asks very graciously, yeah? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah? Are you going to take that position?
How dare you say that?
Yeah, no, yeah.
I think that's a no.
Okay.
Well, this next thing is a double positive, but yeah, right.
The next question comes from Andrew B. Andrew B says, at 0.01, there's a fart noise. And then under that, Jacob says, I noticed that too. And then under that, a third person of an unknown name says, blurb. I would assume to imitate a fart noise. What do you think about that?
This is exactly the kind of stuff we can expect from Drew. Like, Andrew makes these kind of posts, and like we all heard it, Andy. Like, I appreciate that you're pointing it out, but it's okay. We all heard the first second of the, I don't know, maybe there was something deeper that I missed, but I feel like Andrew is just telling the world everything already.
If you check the spectrogram of the fart noise, it gives you a key to an ARG that we started last episode.
Yeah, no one just caught on.
I thought that was shallow, but actually, Drew there is calling out something very important that I, in my ignorance, just railroaded.
I thought it was shallow, but it was actually deeper than one of those Instagram posts.
Yeah, it's like a
she believed he lied.
Glacier, we have one more question, and I think this is the question to end all questions.
Well, if we're running out of time, then I guess it'll have to be.
So, yeah, huh? From this is actually from Glacier. I don't know if you know Glacier, but
we drink
they're
together
a pretty big
sometimes.
fan of the show. Glacier says, "Oh, very cool!" ! Tilde spacebar :D. That's a lot to unpack. Do you wanna? What's your professional opinion as a pixel artist? Oh, very cool! ! Oh no, there is no exclamation point. This is a new breakthrough in this question. Oh, very cool! Tilde space :D.
It's really easy to read that kind of stuff into the kind of batshit nonsense Glacier says. Like, you really got to have a lot of patience with this one. I am amazed that you don't even have it blocked. I blocked Glacier a long time ago because I don't have the time. Life is short. Life is cruel and pointless and short and mean. And if you waste your days listening to the stuff that Glacier says, then you will not live a happy life. Yeah, I mean, it was cool though. It was a cool podcast.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in a call with someone named Glacier right now, I would probably kick them.
Yeah, I hear you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, I think, Pine, if there's not, have we reached our hour mark?
Well,
not including the cardboard talk.
Well, if you want, we can do more. But I mean, it's
legally it has to be 1 hour.
Well, you're still gonna edit it down. Last time it was 1
hour.
No,
but legally, the amount of time that we do the questionnaire has to be 1 hour.
Well, if it's just questions, then all that other stuff wouldn't that be disqualified?
No,
if you don't count the stuff that isn't questions, then you only like it. Sorry?
Did you not hear me before when I said the point of the show is that it's not an hour in the end, it's that an hour of recording. And then edit it down.
That's much worse.
Of course. That's how it works. All right, Haboo.
If we called it the PineTreePizza 40-minute variety hour. No, the PineTreePizza pixel art
variety 40 minutes.
Variety 40 minutes. That would be very lame.
All right,
you can salvage this. You can salvage this because it says it's a variety hour, but it doesn't necessarily tell you that the variety is not maybe it's a different type of hour. maybe it's like lunar hours. Yeah, see, it has a different number of minutes. Where I'm from, an hour. Yeah,
it's an hour in dog years.
Yeah, it's like 70. It's one English hour, which is equivalent to about 71 Russian minutes.
Haboo, I have to inform you one thing. We're not the Pine and Haboo Pixel Art Variety Hour. We're the Pine and Haboo Pixel Art 1 hour and 19 minutes and 15 seconds.
Is that including the 10 minutes prior?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've probably got about...
I'm heartbroken. And my day is ruined. Glacier, you've been a spectacular guest.
Well,
despite everything, I want to thank all of our viewers for leaving such wonderful questions. Andrew, that was a really intelligent clip you left.
I'm sorry, Andrew. I jumped the gun on that.
If we could get more from Andrew, that would be really great. If you have a question for our next guest, whomever that may be, please do leave it in the comments.
If your name is Andrew, please comment.
Please comment. Nobody else is allowed to comment. Only Andrew is allowed to comment.
Oh, but I had comment.
I wonder if we'll get the approval of Anton Kostoshka this time. Man.
Just
if you
Black Glacier.
If you enjoyed the Pine and Haboo Pixel Art Variety Hour, leave a like, comment, possibly subscribe. I have been Haboo. That was Pine.
Yeah, that's me.
For just this episode, that was Glacier.
Yeah, I'll be Glacier for a while until I change it.